One of the most significant standards, the multi-purpose token standard, was launched on the XRP ledger at the beginning of the month. Now, in response to Kenny's post, an engineer at Ripple, we discussed this. He wrote a post explaining the significance of the standard. The key point of this is that it's yet another essential component for institutional DeFi and other tokenized asset-based institutions in general. One thing we have been keeping an eye on is the way all the pieces of the puzzle fit together, particularly in relation to the various revisions and rules around the XRP ledger. Additionally, it's taking place at a pivotal moment for the whole cryptocurrency industry. Because once more, now is the ideal time for the XRP ledger to implement all of these new changes, all of which are related to institutional adoption. At a time when institutional use of cryptocurrency is accelerating due to official recognition, with key organizations like the SEC and even the CFTC paving the road for institutions to access the market. Therefore, there has never been a better moment in my mind for the XRP ledger to receive these significant updates. Furthermore, we recently saw another significant article from the developer of Ripple X, which relates to the second one that was about privacy. In fact, the quote states that financial institutions cannot use public ledgers without responsibility if privacy is not maintained. Regulators are unable to approve programmable privacy. Both are available to us. This comes from a senior director of engineering at Ripple X and a cryptographer. I'm just going to butcher it, so I won't even attempt to pronounce their name. However, if any of you would like to see them, here is their @ over on X right now. We do receive a significant update on the specifics of what these institutional players need to know in order to access any given network. We have blockchain finance's future and privacy scale. As blockchain technology moves into its next phase, which will be characterized by institutional adoption and practical applications, we do have this. Sorry to interrupt the movie, but yesterday gold hit a new all-time high. The question is no longer whether financial systems would move on-chain. And in both the cryptocurrency and precious metals markets, if you like to ride the waves. Capital is your best buddy, I hope. They provide gold and silver trading in addition to cryptocurrency, but that's not all. To ensure that your portfolio includes both cryptocurrency and precious metals, you can also access the IRA portion of iTrust Capital. Both are also included in premium custody accounts. Therefore, you are more than welcome to use my link in the description and comments below if you would want to go ahead and take advantage of this. By depositing $1,000, you will immediately receive a free special $100 financing bonus. What are you waiting for then? Register now. Let's return to the video now that we have that clear. Without sacrificing the decentralization and impartiality that initially make public blockchains appealing, institutions require infrastructure that is scalable, compliant, and reliable. There is a paradox at the core of this change. Although blockchains are based on transparency, finance cannot operate without confidentiality. Creating systems that balance these two realities is both a task and an opportunity. Why does blockchain finance need privacy by default? It's a common misperception that anonymity on blockchain means that bad actors may remain anonymous. Giving truthful participants discretion over what is disclosed to whom and under what conditions is in fact the essence of privacy. Without HTTPS security, no one in traditional finance would dare log into their bank. Many still conduct transactions on blockchains without the same fundamental safeguards. These days, privacy frequently relies on middlemen like exchanges to sever the connection between a user's identity and wallet. Privacy is destroyed if those middlemen are compromised. We have an improved method thanks to cryptography. By using strategies like zero-knowledge proofs or ZKPs, programmable privacy enables institutions to do business in a private manner while yet adhering to legal obligations for selective disclosure. Without privacy, this equilibrium is crucial. Without accountability, financial institutions cannot securely use core procedures or public ledgers. Regulators are unable to approve programmable privacy. Both are available to us. And when we consider what's going on, particularly in relation to this whole area and the institutional players' adoption cycle, one recurring theme this year has been that public blockchains are surpassing private blockchains because it is actually happening. Franklin Templeton informed us about it, and everyone has been exaggerating the entire "oh look at Swift is collaborating with Ethereum" issue. As previously stated, Swift is still essentially a private network. In essence, that means that it is a centralized system. Sanctions with Russia are one example of how they can shut down that system for any member. This is where a lot of the worries emerge from. Any successful blockchain endeavor that Swift will have. Are we going to succeed? Again, countries are losing faith in the SWIFT-based system, so we don't know. As a result, it appears that public networks and ledgers are the main focus of this situation, whether these qualities are innate in them. To confirm that it is a one, these items are being put to the XRP ledger once more. Network of choice for these institutional players that is completely confident. Scaling is now possible without compromising confidence. The trilemma of size, security, decentralization, and PIC2, many fast chains that gain throughput by compromising trust, has long plagued blockchain technology. The outcome is centralization, forks, and hacking. We must and can perform better. Confidential computing and ZKPs lead the way. Equitable placement. By preventing front-running and MEV attacks and enforcing tamper-proof transaction ordering among validators, trust execution environments can help rebuild market confidence. Confidential computation is essentially the act of confirming information. Once more, the primary focus here is on enabling private off-chain operations while maintaining verifiable on-chain outputs. Additionally, there are selective disclosures. ZKPs allow organizations to demonstrate compliance with regulations such as AML and KYC without disclosing private transaction information. Then, without depending on centralized intermediaries, ZK-like clients can assist in validating events that occur on one blockchain for another using cross-chain bridge security. More transactions per second is only one aspect of scalability. The goal is to grow without compromising trust, and that's the distinction here, isn't it? We must have all of these essential components on the XRP ledger, for example, when it comes to DeFi, specifically regulated DeFi for these large institutional players. We then examine why Ripple, why at this time. 3 factors: the technology, the people, and the time we are in, combine to create a unique opportunity in blockchain, which is why I chose to join Ripple. The technology comes first. The XRP ledger was created with finance in mind from the beginning and has over 10 years of safe operation under its belt. The amount of institutional usefulness that is currently incorporated at the protocol layer is demonstrated by features like the integrated decentralized exchange, escrow payment channels, and now multi-purpose tokens. This ecosystem has grown steadily and silently without sacrificing security. Second, the people. I've met some of the top engineers in the industry at Ripple X, and I've admired Ripple leaders for a long time before I joined the team. It's inspirational and energizing to work with them to develop the next generation of blockchain infrastructure. Finally, the opportunity. Institutional DeFi is still in its infancy, but over the next 10 years, trillions of dollars worth of assets are expected to travel on the chain. The XRP ledger is in a unique position to bridge that gap because of its financial focus and neutrality. Including institutions in the ecosystem is not the only goal here. It's about changing the way finance functions, integrating compliance at the vertical level, protecting workflows, providing privacy, and releasing efficiencies that were previously impossible to achieve with heavy, outdated intermediary systems. Thus, the path ahead. I'm committed to helping establish the XRP ledger as the go-to option for organizations looking for trust and innovation throughout the course of the upcoming year. In 2026, zero-knowledge proofs will be crucial for facilitating private compliance transactions and enhancing scalability. In order for institutions to deploy tokenized RWAs and DeFi, confidential MPTs will introduce privacy-preserving tokenized collateral to the market. I have a straightforward philosophy. Blockchain developers who eliminate needless trust will be the ones driving the future. Blockchain technology won't simply grow if we can demonstrate correctiveness or accuracy. Apologize.